Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video breakdown, kind of a review for the latest trailer for The Walking Dead Season 4. AMC is calling it The Walking Dead Season 4 Returns. Right, so it's a pretty cool little put together trailer type behind the scenes kind of video. They're calling it, I'll put the link in the description. The Walking Dead Season 4 returns 3 minutes and 50 seconds roughly. And basically, what it is you have some new clips, a lot of new clips that we haven't actually seen before. Some that we've seen in the sneak peeks and in the quick trailers that we've had for the return. And then, of course, you have a lot of the different people involved with the show and the series talking about what we're going to see happen with the rest of the season. We've got Andrew Lincoln, Galen Hurd, Scott Gimple's in there, and some others as well too. Norman Reedus, and a lot of the other characters in there too are actors in there as well. And there's a good amount of new footage in it. I wouldn't say that it's as good as the last trailer. The last trailer, the Don't Look Back trailer, I think was probably the best one we're going to get up until the actual release for the first episode. It's coming on pretty quick. We've only got a couple weeks left, so really excited for that. It went by pretty quickly for me personally, and they kind of talk about it in this as like it's starting a new season of the show, and I think that they made an interesting choice with The Walking Dead near the end of season 3, which was to keep the governor around and then give him another half season. It makes sense when you consider how long the group is actually at the prison in the comic book series, because they're at the prison longer than they're like anywhere else. They stay there for so many issues that you would think that the governor story arc would be a multiple season story arc. You wouldn't think that even if they're doing 16 episodes in the season, it would be resolved in that season. You would tend to think that they're going to at least have a couple. So even though naturally it kind of seemed like they might go with ending it at the end of season 3, they kept the governor around, and we got to see another half season of what I would consider to be the prison/governor story arc, since they did come together. The group found the prison. Within a couple episodes, the governor was introduced, and the war back and forth, the battles, and the everything started. From there on out, season 3 carried into season 4. Finally, with the resolution, with the big climax finale in Too Far Gone, which is my favorite episode of a TV series I've ever seen. Not just The Walking Dead, but any episode I've ever seen of anything. The best by far, at least in my opinion. Maybe not yours, but in mine. Going from there, like a new season starting, you've got all the characters, all over the place. Galen Hurd says that most of them are on foot, but it sounds like possibly some of them will have found a ride of some kind, and they also kind of hint that, as we kind of knew anyway, but the characters are going to start trying to find each other. Some relationships will be broken, they say, things like that. Right when they say that, they show Maggie. So I don't know if that's to signify that something's going to happen between her and Glenn, like they're not going to find each other again, one of them's going to die, something of the sort there. Stephen Yeun, when he talks about Glenn's character and he talks about them shooting bullets at the bus and all this kind of stuff, I don't know. It doesn't sound too good to me. It almost sounds like he's he's going to be killed or something. I don't know. Just from listening to him in this clip, I'm kind of like thinking to myself, we know that they're going to kill somebody in the show, or at least it was rumored that someone's going to be killed in the show that's still alive in the comic books, and there's not many choices. Did a video on it. If you're interested to hear my thoughts on that, go ahead and watch that video. But it's possible we may never see Maggie and Glenn reunite again. I think it'd be weird if we didn't, because it'd be a great moment if we did see it after a few episodes. But based on this video and a lot of the things that are kind of being rumored, it sounds like they may not. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. That's an interesting development, I think, and whether or not those two will actually find each other again. Okay, so in addition to that, we'll kind of start from the top, and I'll go through the little clips one at a time and give my thoughts on it, try to break it down and give you as much information from what I could take from it as I was able to see. So let's see. Some are seeking to reunite. I mentioned that. I've got Carl talking to Rick saying, "I saved you," or at least I think he's talking to Rick, which is kind of cool. It sounds like because Rick is kind of shaken up from everything, that he's really trying to tell Carl what to do, and Carl's like, "I saved you," type thing. So I think it'll be interesting to see some of the that relationship between Carl and Rick and how they play off each other. Maybe a struggle for control there, or Rick still trying to protect Carl from this world in which he can't. Carl has to adapt, and Rick has to understand that he's got to be able to take care of himself, which I'm sure we'll see quite a bit of, since Rick's going to be probably healing and recuperating from what happened to him. And we do see some backgrounds of them inside a house of some kind. Looks like a pretty nice house, so maybe they found a place to stay temporarily, and they're staying there to heal at least until they get ready to maybe find the other members of the group. Let's see. You've got Daryl, and he's like grabbing a snake or something. I don't know. Is he gonna eat it or what? I don't know. I don't know what he wants. Can you eat snakes? I don't know. Can you? I'll have to look that up. I don't know. Can human beings eat snakes? Huh. That's an interesting one. I don't know. That's a good one. I guess we'll find out, right? Let's see. They talk about some really personal moments, and with that, they show some different faces and clips of Tyrese and Maggie, Glenn. I'm thinking they mean Maggie, Glenn, Carl, Rick. A lot of character development, and I think the show is going to slow down quite a bit because Too Far Gone was such a fast-paced, crazy action type. Sort of a mid-season finale, but almost like a real finale, right? Better than the season 3 finale for sure. Or any of the others for that matter. So amazing that I think we're going to see kind of a slowing down after that when they refer to it as like a new season, a whole new season. Let's see. We see a clip of Lizzie and her sister, and they're holding hands, and she has a bag, so she doesn't have the baby. Tyrese, we also see in this, it doesn't look like he has the baby either. So maybe the whole Tyrese running under doing this kind of thing was just I don't know. Maybe it was nothing. I guess we'll see what happens with that. But again, last time I did a breakdown of the Don't Look Back, people did say, well, Trev, they're not going to show it in the trailer. I agree with you. I agree. But I do think every little piece of footage that we see from the second half of the season, that we see characters and they're shown and they don't have the baby in that clip, that's not good. That doesn't increase the chances that the theory was correct. It's possible, very possible, especially now after all I'm seeing. I think it's adding a little bit more credibility to the whole maybe Judith is dead, interpretation. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Okay, here's a cool one. There's Beth there, and she's standing, and there's all these zombie bodies around, and there's a baseball bat with what looks to be something wrapped on the end of it, maybe barbed wire. So I don't know. I mean, it's not a very big baseball bat, but it's a decent size. So I don't know if that's supposed to be just a little nod to fans, for Negan for the Walking Dead comic book series. If that's supposed to be a hidden Easter egg or something of the sort. I don't know, but it's there. You can look up the picture online. You can find it. It's also in the trailer. I didn't write down the time, but it's there. Check for the clip of Beth standing there doing one of these, and there's the zombie bodies all around. So check that out. Let's see. Michonne goes for barbecue. There's a barbecue shack, and she's dicing this walker's head. There's some great. It looks like we're going to see a lot of great kills from Michonne, and she cuts its head right in half. Really cool zombie kill. And Burger Shack. There's motorcycles around, stuff like that. So maybe Michonne will find herself a motorcycle. She usually seems to travel on foot and just be really, cautious and really patient with everything and just walk around everywhere. But, she might want to grab herself on a motorcycle, give it a try. Why not? Let's see. I don't think she will, but she was riding a horse, right? So it could be. Let's see. What else we got? We see Rick, who looks like he's a wreck. Then there's one of the coolest kills I've ever seen of zombie. And it's at 2 minutes and 48 seconds, so you guys can actually go there. And it's Daryl killing a walker with a golf club. I had to pause it, and I had to, frame by frame check it. I'm like, what was that? Because you just see somebody, and they just put their whole body into it and just crush this walker, right, at 2 minutes and 48 seconds. And then when I look at it again, it's Daryl, and I look at what he's got in his hand, and it's totally a golf club, and he's totally smashing this walker's head right around with a golf club. So I love it. I've seen it. I've watched it like 10 times. It just, man, he's got some of the best walker kills ever. Golf club kill. Cannot go wrong. Cannot go wrong at all. So definitely check that out if you missed it. Rewind, whatever you got to do. Link will be in the description to the trailer anyway, so check it. Let's see. Then Rick kind of talks about how it's going to be even darker, even more grown up. And that to me is so strange because it's like, how could it get any darker? And how could it get more grown up? As Tara said in Too Far Gone, he chopped a dude's head off with a sword. I don't know how it could get any darker than that. I mean, you've got the governor, first person view, with a sword, as he's cutting the Herschel. I can't even say it. Herschel's. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. I don't see how it could get any darker than it already is. I mean, to me, it's like, this is as dark as it's going to get. I mean, come on. How could it get darker? Well, I guess if we see cannibals, that's darker. So, I mean, more grown up and darker? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I guess we might see it. Aside from that, Rick or Andrew Lincoln as Rick says in his awesome English accent, we're jumping off the cliff. And then something else after that, but it's in this bad game. I think he says bad game. My Canadian ears, the phone means I can't hear his English accent and what he says exactly. I think it's we're jumping off the cliff in this bad game. So, wow. Very cool stuff. There's my breakdown. It's about as much, as I can talk about what the events are in the new Returns clip trailer. And let me know what you guys think about it. If you found any other Easter eggs or any other little things that you can do interpretation and predictions on, feel free to write them in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Lots of fun. And I can't believe time just flying by. We're going to see another 8 episodes of the Walking Dead television series very, very soon. I am stoked, man. I am so excited. I just can't wait. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev. I'm saying peace.